The world, as Elias saw it, was painted in shades of grey. Not the gentle, artistic greys of a charcoal drawing, but the industrial, monotonous greys of an endless city. Every morning, he woke to the same alarm, the same stale air, the same certainty that his day would be a predictable, unremarkable loop. He was an archivist in the city's vast digital library, a keeper of forgotten data. His work was meticulous, essential, and utterly devoid of joy. To Elias's, attitude was a word for optimists, for people who saw sunshine where he saw only clouds. One day, a new intern arrived. Her name was Anya, and she was a splash of color in his monochrome world. Her hair was a fiery red, her clothes were a cheerful mix of mismatched patterns, and her energy was a force of nature. While Elias trudged through the digital archives, seeing only lines of code, Anya saw stories. She defined a long-lost journal entry from a forgotten poet and spent her lunch break poring over it, her face alight with wonder. She discovered a digitized photo of a bustling street corner from a century ago, and point out the tiny details, the child holding a balloon, the dog chasing a cat as if she were right there. Elias was annoyed by her. Her enthusiasm was a disruptive noise in his quiet, orderly existence. He saw the archives as a series of tasks, a job to be done. She saw them as a treasure chest, a history waiting to be discovered. He'd often find her smiling at her screen, and he'd wonder what she could possibly find so amusing in a database of tax records from 1952. One afternoon, a critical data packet went missing. It was a fragment of a historical ledger, a single line of code that held the key to a larger restoration project. Elias, following protocol, began a systematic search, a slow and methodical process that he knew would take days, maybe even weeks. He sighed, the familiar weight of inevitability settling on his shoulders. He had done all he could. Now, it was a matter of time. Anya, however, approached it differently. Instead of seeing the missing data as an obstacle, she saw it as a puzzle. She started talking to the other archivists, asking them about their current projects, their recent searches, their little quirks and habits. She didn't just look for the missing piece. She looked for the human element that might have misplaced it. She asked Elias if he remembered any oddities in the surrounding data, any small glitches or unusual file names. Elias, with a dismissive wave, told her it was pointless. The system was the system. Errors were random. But Anya persisted. She noticed a pattern Elias had overlooked, a minor, almost imperceptible file naming convention that someone had used decades ago. A kind of digital fingerprint. It was a little thing, a trivial detail, but her attitude of curiosity and belief that every piece of data told a story made her see it. She followed the trail of this tiny anomaly, and within hours she found the missing data packet. A lone file mislabeled and buried deep within an unrelated folder. The discovery was a revelation for Elias. It wasn't the hours of work that found the solution. It was the way Anya looked at the problem. Elias had approached the situation with a certainty of failure, seeing only a massive, insurmountable wall. Anya, with her quiet optimism and genuine curiosity, saw an open field. She didn't have a better method. She had a better perspective. She wasn't smarter or more experienced. She simply believed that every problem had a solution, and that belief, that small shift in attitude, had made all the difference. That day, as he looked at the restored ledger on his screen, Elias saw more than just numbers and figures. He saw the story of a city's past, a testament to its growth, its struggles, its triumphs. The greys of his world didn't vanish, but they were no longer the only colors. He began to see the small, vibrant details, the human stories hidden within the code. He started asking Anya about the poems and the photographs, and for the first time in a long time, he felt a flicker of something. Knew not joy, not yet, but a quiet, hopeful curiosity. The world was still the world, but his way of seeing it had changed, and that little thing, that one small shift, was everything.